meeting of the East Kilbride Area Committee held on the 1st of October 2024. The following members are present: Councillors John Anderson, Arch Buchanan, Matthew Buchanan, Jerry Convery. We have apologies from Councillors Margaret Cooper and Monique Equi. Councillor Joe Fagan is present. We have apologies from Councillors Grant Ferguson and Gladys Ferguson-Miller. Councillor Elise Frame is present. We have apologies from Councillor Jerry Gray. Councillor Susan Kerr is not present. Councillor Hugh MacDonald is not present. And the following members are present: Councillors Elaine McDougall, Kirsten Robb, Graham Scott, David Watson and Kirsty Williams. Thank you, and I'll pass you back to the Chair for today's business.
Okay, thanks, Stuart. Any declaration of interest?
No hands, Chair.
No, nothing. Thank you. Minutes of the previous meeting, pages 3 to 6. I'll move a correct record and ask for a seconder. John Anderson. I'll ask members if they agree to approve the minutes as a correct record. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on to items for noting. Education Scotland, we've got a Greenhouse Primary School and Nursery class represented today. Maureen Farr, and who's the lead officer, and Elaine Johnston, who's the head teacher. Okay, so would you like to give us your report? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair,
okay.
And good afternoon, councillors. My name is Maureen Farr, and I'm here on behalf of Leanne Kelly, who is the Quality Link Officer for Greenhills Primary School and Nursery class. I'm pleased to be here today with the head teacher, Mrs Elaine Johnston, to advise members on the inspection outcome. Greenhills Primary School is located in the East Kilbride area of South Lanarkshire. The head teacher has been in post since 2016. At the time of inspection, she was supported by 2 deputy head teachers, a principal teacher and 2 acting principal teachers. The roll is 222 children, with 64 children attending the base for children requiring a range of additional support. Most children live in the Scottish Index of Multiple Deprivation data zones, deciles 2 and 3. In February 2024, Education Scotland undertook an inspection on the quality of educational provision within Greenhills Primary and Nursery. The inspection report was published on the 30th of April 2024. Education Scotland inspectors evaluated the leadership of change, learning, teaching and assessment, ensuring well-being, equality and inclusion, and raising attainment and achievement. The outcome for Greenhills was really very positive. Quality indicator 1.3, leadership of change. The school was evaluated as very good, which means that it had major strengths and very few areas for improvement. For leadership of change to be cited as very good, it provides the local authority and pupils and families a high degree of confidence about the capacity of the school to continue improving. The nursery was evaluated as good, which signals important strengths. Quality indicator 2.3, learning, teaching and assessment, were evaluated as good in the school and very good in the nursery. Quality indicator 3.1, ensuring well-being, equality and inclusion. The school and nursery were both evaluated as very good. Quality indicator 3.2, raising attainment and achievement. The school was good, and securing children's progress in the nursery, very good. The inspection team found the following strengths in the school's work: the highly effective leadership of the head teacher, supported ably by senior leaders. She is leading and managing the direction and pace of change very well. This is based on robust self-evaluation and a strong understanding of the needs of the whole school community. The very effective teamwork of all staff in the school and nursery class, including with partners. Together, they have successfully created an inclusive, respectful learning environment where all children are nurtured and their needs being met well. The robust approaches to check how well children are making progress in the primary stages. Staff feel empowered to lead changes to enhance children's learning experiences and progress. the skilled staff in the nursery class who interact very well with children, supporting them successfully to make very good progress in their learning. Paragraph 4.3 references 3 areas for improvement which have been included in the school's improvement plan for this session. Continue to develop approaches to teaching and learning in the school, ensuring children receive appropriate challenge and take a stronger role in leading their own learning. Continue to raise attainment in literacy and numeracy in the school, ensuring all children make the best possible progress. And in the nursery class, continue to build on existing approaches to check the progress of children's learning in order to maintain high standards. As outlined in paragraph 4.6, inspectors are confident that Green Hills has the capacity to continue to improve and will therefore make no return visits in connection with this report. I will now hand over to the head teacher, Elaine Johnson, to share some of her highlights from the report. Elaine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've been very fortunate enough to be the head teacher of Green Hills Primary School for the last 8 years. We're known as Family Green Hills because it's important to us that when children leave their home to come to school, we're their next family, and it's important that that's encompassed and everybody feels that we're Family Green Hills. So Green Hills Primary School has a nursery class, a mainstream and 8 additional support needs classes. We're one of the largest ASN primary provisions within South Lanarkshire Council. So I've been delighted to be here today to share with you some of the highlights and the positives that have come from the HMI report in February 2024. As Family Green Hills, a family, school and a community, we are absolutely delighted that our hard work and values of our children, our staff, our parents and our community have been acknowledged in receiving our 5 very goods and 3 goods during our inspection. Quality Indicator 1.3, Leadership of Change, which we received very good in the school and good in the nursery, highlighted that the school had been well led by myself and ably supported by my 2 deputies, Jenny Walker and Vicky Murray, and that Jenny, in her short time in the post, had gained the respect of many of the staff within the nursery. She'd only been head teacher, I'm promoting her. She'd only been deputy since August. So could come into the school and done a great job. Throughout the last 8 years, we have reviewed our vision, values and aims as the dynamics of the school had changed. And as a community, we are delighted that our newly refreshed school vision values of achieve, believe and create were highlighted as aspirational vision for children to achieve as the best they can be and experience success. As a school, we have worked incredibly hard to be an inclusive school. It was lovely to have the inspectors endorse this by stating that staff and senior leaders worked together very effectively to communicate and improve the outcomes for children. All staff successfully promote an inclusive atmosphere with the children who are nurtured and their needs are well met. They continued by saying staff have knowledge of children as unique individuals to inform planning of their learning and opportunities for children to experience wider achievements. And as a result, staff meet the needs of almost all children very well. So we're delighted to receive that. Quality Indicator 2.3, Learning, Teaching and Assessment. We got good in the school and very good in the nursery. Children, staff and parents are proud to be part of Family Green Hills. That's something that the inspector said, you know, our children talk about Family Green Hills. It's not just a word that's up on a poster somewhere. And that there is a welcoming and inclusive ethos. All our interactions between staff and children are positive and supportive. In most lessons, teachers provide clear explanations and instructions, successfully linking activities to children's prior learning, with teachers using effective questioning to engage learners and to check prior learning. This has been supported by professional learning undertaken by staff within the school. Practitioners in the nursery have established exciting learning environment, and almost all children are highly motivated, engage well with each other and with the adults. All children are learning important digital skills throughout the classroom activities, and I'm delighted to add that last week we just received our Digital Skills Award. So we're still at moving upwards and onwards. As a school, we have worked hard to ensure that we monitor and track individual learners' progress across the school and the nursery, and again, HMIE endorsed this. We have 33% additional support needs within our school, and it's important that we get it right for each and every child within the school. Again, this was acknowledged by HMI, saying about the senior leadership have rigorous processes in place to ensure that planned learning builds upon teachers' tracking of children's progress. Ensuring wellbeing, equality and inclusion, indicator 3.1, was very good in both the nursery and in the school. Across the school and the nursery, all staff have a very strong focus on inclusion. They use their knowledge of the children's unique individuals to provide effective support. Staff use consistently supportive language with children, and as a result, all children benefit from a nurturing environment and with positive relationships. Children thrive in the nursery environment where they're included and enjoy nurturing relationships with staff there too. Partnership working is key in Greenhills because of the very nature of the unique school that we are, and we all learn from our partners, and that involves us working together to enhance the learning for our children within the school. All staff are trained in trauma and attachment-informed practices, and this helps with de-escalation techniques for children who require such support. Partners have provided advice on adaptations to learning environments for children who require this to regulate their emotions. This includes the increased use of visual prompts in learning activities and the introduction of calming areas within the school and classroom. And our children are learning, for some of them who find it difficult to regulate their emotions, they are now beginning to regulate those emotions in a far better way for themselves. We continue to work well with parents and carers through our parent council, I should say, school organised activities for both attainment and achievement, as well as for health and well-being. Over the last few years, we have had an additional focus on health and well-being, with the help for parents to support their children's health and well-being due to the fallout from COVID and the needs of children since then. We've provided workshops for parents such as sensory, fine motor, yoga, tai chi, mindfulness, etc. And we produce attachment information that goes out to parents on a weekly basis as well, that can help support their children's well-being. Almost all children within the school have a strong understanding of the diversity of our school and the diversity in life, and that has really focused on inclusion. Children are encouraged to respect and celebrate everyone's uniqueness. And securing children's progress, 3.2 for our nursery, that was very good. The inspectors highlighted that almost all children made very good progress in the early level and communication, and in both numeracy and health and well-being. And throughout the school and nursery, children's achievements were celebrated, whether it be through newsletters, assemblies, awards, etc. Our inspection visit was a very positive experience, and we'll continue to work on the recommendations from the visit and ensure that our school community continues to improve so that we continue to meet the needs of all children within our school. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that. I'll open up for questions. Joe.
Thanks. Not a huge amount to say because it is an outstanding report, and congratulations to you and to the school. Even the areas for further improvement that were identified are all about continuing or building on approaches that are already in place. And I suppose from the report and from the remarks today, you get a real sense of that strong school leadership. So my question really is just about, I suppose, kind of self-evaluation and sense of your own performance in advance of the report being published. Is the report what you would have expected? Is it better than you would have expected? Is it did any of it come as a surprise? And whether it's in line with your expectations or not, I suppose, what are the kind of lessons you maybe take from your own self-evaluation and sense of your own performance that then come from the report? But be no doubt it's an extremely positive report, and well done to everyone involved.
First of all, thank you for that. there's many lessons to be learned, absolutely. The report in itself wasn't any different to what I expected. As a head teacher of this unique school, I know my school very well, I know my staff very well, as do my senior leadership team. We're a really strong team that work together. We have various strengths, and pulling those strengths together, we know our school. So none of it came as a surprise, but you're always delighted that people agree with you at the end of the day, because you never quite know what people are going to say. Is it the same view as you have? In terms of development, raising learning and teaching and assessment within the school received a good, and whilst that might be good enough for some people, we're already enrolled in the Improving Our Schools, which looks at how we can improve our school and how we can, and fundamentally how we can improve learning and teaching within that. So that has already been rolled out as part of our improvement plan this year. As you said, a lot of our next steps are continue to this, continue to that, and we're already doing that. I'm delighted to say that, as I say, we got our digital award, we've had our attachment award, that's ongoing. We also have had our UNCR award since then. So there's lots of things. We haven't stopped and put our feet up and said, well done us. We have continued to work incredibly hard, and from my perspective and from a management team's perspective, children only get one chance, and it's our job to give them the best that we can. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Anybody else before we move on? No? Okay. Yeah, I'd like to move that the report is noted and ask for a seconder. Okay, thanks, John. Chair to ask if the members agree to note the report. Right, thank you very much. I'll let you escape.
A comment, which sorry, I was just going to make a comment. I was saving it to after the Canberra report, thinking you might still be here, but I'd just like to add my congratulations. And I say I was waiting for the Canberra report. He's an ex-pupil of Canberra. It's good to see it's still doing well. But and that was many moons ago. But the reality is we get two excellent reports here for primary schools in East Kilbride, and I think it's pass on our thanks as a committee to the work that's done by all the senior staff, all the teaching staff, the support staff, the pupils and the families that support the schools. And it's reassuring to our communities that when they see reports like that, that education in East Kilbride and South Lanarkshire is in good hands. And I just say thanks personally from me, because some of my area does cover a wee bit of Canberra, but I think East Kilbride as a whole, we're doing well with these reports, and it's not an easy time for staff when they hear they're getting a inspection, but they take it head on, and outcome here is fantastic, and just congratulations once again, and great reports for both schools. Thanks, and I say sorry for holding you back a wee bit more.
Okay, thank you. Right, we can move on to Canberra Primary School and Nursery Class. Maureen Farr again and Angela Eastman. Okay, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm still Maureen Farr, and I'm still stepping in for Leanne Kelly, who is the link officer for Canberra. So I'm pleased to have Angela Eastman here with me, and she'll get a chance to speak at the end as well. So Canberra Primary is a non-denominational co-educational school with a nursery class situated in the Westwood area of East Kilbride. At the time of inspection, 170 children attended the school across 7 classes. In the nursery, there were 39. In March 2024, a team of inspectors from Education Scotland visited Canberra Primary School and Nursery class, and their report was published on the 4th of June 2024. Education Scotland inspectors evaluated 4 indicators of quality in the school and nursery: leadership of change, learning, teaching and assessment, ensuring well-being, equality and inclusion in the school and nursery, and raising attainment and achievement in the school, and securing children's progress in the nursery. The outcome for Canberra was really positive. Quality Indicator 1.3, Leadership of Change, for both the school and the nursery was evaluated as very good, major strengths and very few areas for improvement. For Leadership of Change to be cited as very good provides the local authority and pupils and families a high degree of confidence about the capacity of the school to continue improving. Quality Indicator 2.3, Learning, Teaching and Assessment, were evaluated as good, which signals important strengths in the school, and very good in the nursery. Quality Indicator 3.1, Ensuring Wellbeing, Equality and Inclusion, the school and nursery were both evaluated as very good. Quality Indicator 3.2, Raising Attainment and Achievement, the school was very good, and Securing Children's Progress in the nursery also was evaluated as very good. The inspection team found the following strengths in the school's work: the strong, authentic leadership of the head teacher and her highly inclusive approach, which has created a culture of respect and belonging for all. She is passionate about developing leadership capacities in others, which is evident in all aspects of school life. The nurturing, caring and respectful relationships which support children's sense of belonging very well. This leads to a calm, purposeful learning environment in the school in which children are eager to learn. In the nursery, children are motivated and engaged very well with the range of natural and open-ended resources which supports their creativity and curiosity very well. The well-being of children sits at the centre of the work of the school and the nursery. The effective whole-school approach to supporting and developing well-being is leading to improved outcomes for children across the school and nursery. The head teacher empowers staff and children to lead change. Staff engage in highly relevant professional learning and undertake a wide range of leadership roles effectively. Children relish the opportunities given to them to influence changes in their school. As a result, there is a strong sense of wanting to improve together. Children's attainment in literacy and numeracy is very good. Children, supported by the Reading Buddies initiative, make very good progress in reading. Paragraph 4.3 references 2 areas for improvement which have been included in the school's improvement plan for this session. In the school, develop further staff's understanding of high-quality learning, teaching and assessment. This should lead to more effective and stimulating approaches to learning, set at the right level of difficulty for all children. Across the school and nursery, refine approaches to checking children's progress, including in curriculum areas other than literacy and numeracy. This would enable staff to use data more effectively to demonstrate progress and the impact of additional supports across all learning. As outlined in paragraph 4.6, inspectors are confident that Canberra has the capacity to continue to improve and will therefore make no return visits in connection with this report. I will now hand over to the head teacher, Angela Heisman, to share some of her highlights from the report.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, councillors, for inviting me here this afternoon. I really appreciate the opportunity to present some of the many positives that were identified during our school and nursery inspection in March 2024. I've been head teacher of Canberra since 2015, and I'm proud to work alongside my principal teacher, nursery team leader and the highly dedicated early years teaching and support staff within Canberra, all of whom give 110% to the children and families of Canberra at all times. They really do embody our vision of striving to ensure that our children receive the best education in the most supportive setting that we can. Visitors to our school always comment on our inclusive and nurturing ethos, and I'm delighted that the inspection team recognised this and highlighted the strong sense of community, inclusion and belonging and the permeation of our vision and values throughout school life. This is only possible because of the commitment of all members of our community in working together, putting our children at the centre of all that we do. Our inspection was a meaningful and positive experience, which allowed everyone to showcase our very good practice, resulting in for nursery 4 very good grades and for school 3 very good and 1 good grade. We're all very proud of this outcome. HMI also identified 3 areas of highly effective practice worthy of sharing more widely, and we look forward to presenting our practice as part of an Education Scotland webinar in the coming months. They identified areas focused on pupil leadership and action for the school, the deeper understanding of theory into practice and development of practitioner leadership in the nursery. In a little bit more detail, the different quality indicators. So for 1.3, leadership of change, it was very good across school and nursery. And it was identified that we have a very calm, nurturing learning environment. And this has been driven by the involvement of children in creating class charters, the strong focus on our school vision, values and aims, and our understanding of our children's backgrounds. We really understand all of our children and all their needs, and that makes a really important focus for us at Canberra. And it's been picked up that the children demonstrate the values towards each other, even in nursery. So at 3 years old, they're already showing the care that we expect of them all the way through their school life, which makes us very, very proud of them. It was also identified that our distributed leadership is really strong, and that is really important to me. It was mentioned that I'm passionate about that. I think everyone in the school has to be really invested in it to make it the best it can be. So it's really important for me that all the children and all the staff have opportunities to develop their own skills, their own abilities and talents for the benefit of everybody in the school. This empowers everybody and encourages deep thinking about change, reflective practice, and leads to creative and meaningful development of our curriculum and pedagogy. And this is really evident in our pupil participation and leadership, which has been highlighted as an area worthy of sharing. We have committees that all children from primary 4 to 7 are part of. Our young leaders of learning are the main focus of the practice worthy of sharing. They work with another school in our learning community and have taken forward writing, and the HMI were really impressed by the improvements in our writing, partly driven by the children of the school. All children in the school from nursery up to primary 7 are involved in answering big questions throughout the year where they consult on things that are important to us at Canberra, and their voices are absolutely heard and absolutely implemented, and that was recognised. Children do this through floor books in the nursery, and they do sessions that are led by our house captains and vice captains where the whole school comes together. In learning, teaching and assessment, it was very good for nursery and good for school. I think the nursery result is particularly impressive. Our nursery has only been opened for 4 years. We opened in August 2020 in the middle of COVID. I have to really commend my team leader in the nursery. She's the expert. It's her that's leading it, not me. She's absolutely amazing. HMI identified our enthusiastic and passionate practitioners who engage proactively in professional learning, and that's really evident. The changes and the improvements we make in school are absolutely based on really deep understanding of theory and pedagogical practices. We use local and national guidance to plan very well for children's learning. That was particularly picked up by the nursery HMIs, who were very impressed by the understanding of realising ambition and SLC, Together We Can, We Will, documentation, and how we use that to plan really effectively for our children. We also use digital technologies very well throughout the school, and children can do lots of things that I can't do with them, and that's preparing them for their future lives and work. We work very, very closely in our learning community, and it was noted about the engagement of our staff in using assessment and moderation, working with our community partners to drive forward improvement in learning for individual children, groups and whole classes. And I think this is because of our strong sense of collegiality and our positive working relationships, both within the school, across the school and across our learning community. Ensuring wellbeing, equality and inclusion, both the nursery and school received very good grades. It was noted about our strong sense of community with our strong supportive relationships and our priority for wellbeing. That really is the case. Nothing can come unless you have strong relationships. So we work incredibly hard with our children to help them support each other's relationships and with our relationships with our children and their families. Our nursery provides a highly effective care and support to enable children to feel safe and secure, and this takes them on either into Canberra or to other schools, ready to learn and to build other strong relationships. Children's involvement in their understanding and improving their own wellbeing is really important to us, and this was noted. It leads to them having an ability to self-regulate and manage their own emotions, and also helps us to support them appropriately through universal and targeted support, because they can tell us themselves where they have strengths and where they have areas that they want to work on. Our children are at the centre of our decision making, and they do feel that their views are important. This was noted by HMI, but also we do check this with them every year, and we make sure that their views are heard and that they are part of big decision making. Our support staff are really, really important to us at Canberra. They play a vital role. We couldn't do our job without them. And we make sure that they feel valued and that they're part of what's happening. So they also are leading aspects of change within our school, and they deliver lots of interventions, including nurture. And our nurture room does not have a teacher supporting it. It's 2 members of support staff who actively sought out the opportunity to become the nurture leads and did all the training. So very proud of them. We've also taken forward equalities. The last couple of years we've been looking at racial literacy, and our team of equality ambassadors, it was about 7 or 8 children, are now expanding and welcoming more children into their ranks this year as we look at other areas of equalities. Finally, in raising attainment achievement and ensuring children's progress 3.2, we were absolutely delighted that our attainment in literacy and numeracy was regarded as very good, and that our children who have additional needs were recognised as receiving the support required to meet their individual targets. Not all children are going to meet national standards, but as long as they are making steady and incremental improvements at their own level, then that's really fantastic for them. Our library and its contribution to Reading for Pleasure was noted. That was a big part of our pupil equity funding spend over the last couple of years, so we were delighted that that was recognised, and there was special mention of our innovative Reading Buddies programme, which every single child from primary 1 to primary 7 is involved in, and it's absolutely making a difference to children's ability to read. We have equity for all of our learners, and this was noted. Our specific reading interventions using our pupil equity funding effectively, and our discreet and sensitive support to ensure all children are included in the life of the school. In nursery, almost all children are making very good progress in communication, early language and literacy, health and wellbeing and numeracy. And that's down to testament to the hard work of our staff, who really have risen to the challenge. We no longer have a nursery teacher, but I would say my early years staff have absolutely pushed themselves to become as good as a teacher who's been trained for 4 years at university, so proud of them. We have a very effective approach to tracking attainment across the school and the nursery, and that's continuing this year, particularly in nursery, as we skill up the staff to the same level as the teaching staff. And also our celebration of children's achievements was recognised, and I think it's so important to understand and recognise achievements of children that are not always academic, but are other aspects of their life and their learning. So we look forward to working in partnership with our school community to take forward further school and nursery improvements, focusing on the areas highlighted by HMI in our continuing quest for excellence. So thank you very much. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments, anybody? John Anderson.
Thanks, Chair. Thanks, Mrs Easman, for that. I'm sure you were right when you said in your speech that you and your staff should be proud of these achievements here. It's certainly an excellent report. I'm sure some of the councillors, especially a colleague here, Jerry Conville, remember one day sitting many years ago in Canberra, I think failed in every aspect of the report when it was the older school, and it has come on leaps and bounds since. Just one wee thing here, just a pity you not got a very good for the learning, teaching and assessment, but when I've read the reports, and I don't really see what went wrong there, other than they're looking for more use of the data and refined approaches to checking the children's progress. But I take it that's not impacting on the children, and the next time we get a report we will see a very good mark against that. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Yes. So we were very proud of the report, but the one area we'd hoped we might get a very good for learning, teaching, assessment. We just fell a little bit short there, but that is definitely our aim to progress to that. In the feedback meeting with the inspectors, they did recognise that almost all of the teaching staff had less than 5 years teaching experience, and they felt that we absolutely have the capacity to progress to very good, probably in quite a short time scale really, because as experience grows and staff become more embedded in the school, some of whom had only been working in the school for a year or two. So that is why we have that in our improvement plan this year. We've taken account of the things that they mentioned, and we're revisiting all of them with the staff this year. And every single member of teaching staff is very keen to raise us up to that very good, and they're absolutely going for it. You know, they're really trying their absolute best already, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jerry. Yep.
think you're setting your target a bit low there, the very goods. I think should go for the excellence. I know very few schools ever get it, but I think that should be up there and setting that.
Jerry.
Archie. Angela, well done. I'm not going to talk because John said enough and so's David Watson, who stole the thunder, everybody. But on a serious note, you know, I read it, when I looked at the report and I read the words in the report, it tells me everything. You're never going to, you know, probably the inspector never gave you a very good, only gave you good. Maybe we could get them sacked and maybe they'll have a new lease of life somewhere else. No, seriously. You know, you can't, I mean, when you get things like that, it's absolutely fantastic. And as David said, it's great that the education is alive and well in South Lanarkshire and in East Kilbride. And I want you to go back to your staff and thank them on behalf of all the councillors at East Kilbride because it's first class. Thanks very much.
Okay, anybody else like to come in? No. Yep, sorry, there you go.
Just want to say thank you for that, and I just want to pick up on what you said about the previous report. It was so important to me that our school community had the opportunity to showcase the hard work of everybody, because I knew that there had been a previous report that perhaps wasn't as what people had expected. So thank you very much, and we'll continue to strive and do the best we can.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Can I move that the report be noted and ask for a seconder? Jerry. Could I ask if members, if they agree to note the report? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll let you get away.
Thank you.
Right, we'll move on to community grant applications. We have 5. You'll have a look at them all. We're quite happy to accept them all together. Agreed? Yeah. Now we'll go through these rules that they give us here. Right, Chair to move that the report be approved and ask for a seconder. Okay. And the Chair's to ask if members, if they agree to approve the report. That's quite long-winded, that, isn't it? Okay, so that's have no urgent business. So thank you very much for attending.